Yes and amen. Amen means so be it. Let it be established in my life. So every time you say amen, that's what you're saying. So you need to understand what you're saying. You know, whether you bless your food before every meal and then you end with an amen. You know, let it be established. So be it. So you're actually placing your faith in the words that you have spoken over your food. So that means that no deadly thing is going to harm you if there's anything in that food. I don't know if some of you have been to restaurants where you're like,
Better bless that.
Every time we go to Chopsticks, he eats raw fish. Guess what? He blesses it every time.
Standing on the integrity of the word.
Amen. Amen. You know, he's like, yep, this has got to be blessed for sure. I'm like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. It's got to be somewhat cooked, you know. But, you know, we need to understand that when we say amen, that's what it means. We're letting it be established in our life. That means that there is something that we understand, that we carry, that when we speak it out, come on now, the amen has to come from the breath of faith. Amen. Amen. That was a good place to say amen, right? So, you know, amen comes from the breath of faith. That means that we believe something, we're trusting and relying on something that supports our amen. Right?
Right.
All right. But we've got to go to the promise. It's important because, every God yes requires an amen from us. If it's going to move and operate in our lives, you know, there's a lot of believers that are wondering why things are not moving and operating in our lives. I mean, we hear about the promises, we hear about this, we hear about divine health, we hear about divine wealth, we hear about divine relationships and perfect marriages, and, you know, we hear about, awesome kids, and, you know, we hear about all of the perfection, all of the goodness of God, and it's all mine, it's all mine, it's all mine. Why is it not manifesting in my life? Why? I don't know about you, but I've had lots of whys through the years. And every God yes, every promise that God says yes to, it has to be accompanied with my amen. So be it, let it be established. So faith has to come in and connect with God's yes. So if you want to know how it works, how it's going to move, how it's going to operate, and it has to be a resounding yes, a resounding amen in my life. That means that it's going to keep on. There's going to be a ripple effect in my life. When I say amen, I'm not just going to say it one time. I'm going to let it continue to be established in my life. You know, when I feel stuff attack, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go. Let's go over here. The promise. Let's go to Luke chapter 24. Oh, let's see here. You know what, Josh? All of these are going to be in the message. Luke 24, we're going to start in verse 46. I'm kind of ringing, Lori. Okay, Luke 24, I'm going to start in 46, and this is in the message. He said, this is Jesus, you can see now how it is written that the Messiah suffers, rises from the dead on the third day, and then a total life change through the forgiveness of sins is proclaimed in his name to all nations, starting from here, from Jerusalem. You're the first to hear and see it. You're the witnesses. What comes next is very important. I am sending what my Father promised to you. So stay here in the city until he arrives, until you're equipped with the power from on high. So we have to understand that the promise is a he, and the promise is going to bring power in your life. He's going to equip you with power. That's important. You cannot live out the God-ordained life that God has for you without he and without power.